Live from the basement car park at Area 51 and broadcast worldwide in association with leading radio stations via the internet. It's the Elegant Universe. Your hosts, abducted from Melbourne, Australia. Here's Peter Gagliardi and Shane Hill. You've got news happening.
Yes, we've got heaps. Today, I am bringing you more on that anaconda. Remember last week we were talking about the man that was going to be eaten by the anaconda and come out the other way?
Oh, yeah.
I've got nudity laws. I've got bad customer service. I've got a special guest, Nigel Carmody Smyth, and I have a very quick true or false quiz to knock out the park.
Wow.
Brilliant from Susie J and also from Hayley.
Yes, well, I have horoscopes as always, but this time... The music selection has a theme.
Ooh. Really?
Ooh, if you can pick the theme before 5 o'clock, then you're smarter than everybody here.
Oh, there you go.
Unlock the code.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, of course, our host with the most, a legend in his own pyjamas, it's Peter G.
Yes, welcome to the show, everyone. You know, today's show's pretty action-packed from what I can gather.
Yeah.
I was a bit late, but, you know, let's not forget.
And you were playing old shows over the current one. Doesn't help.
Hey, that wasn't me. Anyway, no, today's show, if you've got any comments, questions, queries, or suggestions about today's show, go to our Facebook, which is the Elegant Universe Radio Show.
Yep.
And, you know, have a look because we'll have our special guests, bits and pieces on there. Yep. We'll have previous guests and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Also, on today's show, guess who's back? Who's back? Guess 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 who's back? Frankie's back. Frankie's back with a new conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, actually, you know, he's got two, and I may get him to do both.
Ooh.
Because one of them's really current, and the other one's just outright weird.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to the only show that walks up to the unexplained, pokes it with a big stick, flips it over to find out what's really going on. We've got an awesome show for you today with Susie J.
Yes, we do. And I'm back to talk about this anaconda that I was talking about last week. And there was a naturalist who, for those of you who have missed it, who had a suit made, and what he wanted to do was he had a camera in the helmet. He said that he was going to be eaten and come back out alive because the suit had been tested.
And you've got an update for us.
Well, I'm so mad.
I heard about this.
Oh, God.
Because I like getting behind things because you guys were giving me a hard time going, this is ridiculous. I'm like, no, this is great.
I love hearing this. Go on.
So mad.
So we win?
Well, I watched, they released a little bit of it, right?
Yeah.
So he's in there. The anaconda is massive, okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely massive. Then he's got his team of people around him, but a bit further away, and they're watching it all on a monitor.
Yep.
It is so set up, I swear to God. Anyway, so he's laying down, and you can hear, oh, it's coming, and they've got all this dramatic music over the top of it. Right. And
just like your real documentary in the woods where there's a band nearby,
right?
Orchestra hidden in a tree.
I was like going, oh, this is so good. Yeah. And then you see the sort of inside of the mouth, the throat of the anaconda, and it's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Then he's like, get me out. He's crushing me. And all these people run to him and get him away from this anaconda.
So
it's
he
like,
didn't get
no,
eaten.
so he didn't go in.
Okay.
And I just go, how could they so easily get him away from this anaconda? It is just a rot, and I'm so mad, and I'm just going to go and eat him myself and he won't come out.
Speaking of mad, Hayley, what have you got today?
Okay, well, as I already said, I've got a theme to the music. We've had a couple of guesses so far.
Yeah.
Peter guessed that it was just pop songs.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure somewhere in there is a Scandinavian metal song.
Okay.
So
he
not
hasn't
just pop.
guessed the theme?
No.
Is that a clue?
No.
Okay.
Shane guessed that it was breakup songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Right.
Okay.
But right now, I think I'll share the first of the horoscopes for this week.
Rushing for the papers every day to find out what the stars have got to say about the fortunes that are on the way. It's crazy.
Okay, so Aquarius. This week, your application to go on Big Brother next year will be declined. Take it as a compliment.
You're lucky. You're listening to The Elegant Universe. We'll be back with our special guest whose name happens to be...
Is Nigel...
Nigel
Carmody Smyth.
You got it
There
in
we
one.
are.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to 94.1 FM. This is the Elegant Universe Radio Show. Remember, go to Facebook, the Elegant Universe Facebook Radio Show. You got to put radio show or they can't find it.
Get it.
And tell us what you think. Let's go to a horoscope.
Okay, so Pisces. This week, you will resort to buying your mother the DVD set of The Bachelor for Christmas. You are the definition of a disappointment.
Oh. Okay, well, I would like to welcome to the show Nigel Carmody Smyth.
Woo!
Welcome, sitting. You've just arrived from England.
Yes. Arrived this morning, 4 a.m.
Okay, have you been to Australia before?
No, this is my very first time, so I'm very excited and very warm, perspiring.
Yes.
Well, you've got a lovely little polka dotted bow tie on there.
Well,
very.
Thank you.
Feel very privileged having you here all dressed up. So you are here. You've just finished a documentary based on your love life because apparently you're unlucky in love.
Well, yes.
Is this right?
Yes, absolutely. A film company came to me. I was the most eligible bachelor of Yorkshire in 1999.
Right.
And
Who voted that? Your mum?
no, my mother's passed away, actually.
Oh, no.
Well,
Well, that's a bit of a mood kill.
sorry.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So you were saying you were an eligible bachelor
Yes.
in 1999.
1999, voted by the general public, and my village where I live, which is on the estate of my home.
Okay.
Yes. So they voted for me, and I'm here.
How much did you have to bribe them?
No, well, as you can see, I'm quite a handsome-looking chap. So.
You're not shy either.
So these are people who live on your estate.
Well, many years ago, obviously the
yeah.
estate's been there for 463 years.
Obviously,
We built the village, obviously, to maintain our staff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes.
There you go. So they all work for you.
Well, not now. I think some work in other things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
And what do you do?
Well, I'm very busy. Well, that's a very good question. What do I do? I've got other
Apart from
people.
travel the world.
Well,
and
yes, I have.
Search for love.
I am always searching for love, unless I'm married, obviously.
Right.
Because I'm
Are
a
you
woman.
married? Have you been married?
Yes, I've well, very sadly, I've been married 3 times.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Thus the title Unlucky in Love.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Very sad.
Oh, okay.
Very sad story, please. And I'm welling up.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'll draw myself together. But yes, 3 wives.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they came to their demise. And
Oh.
Sorry to hear that. Did
Okay.
you know that they're actually searching for the new Bachelor of Australia? Maybe you could
Are
apply
they?
for that.
Yeah.
well, it's funny you should say that because someone did give me a call this morning when I got off the plane.
Really?
Yes.
There you go.
Word
yes.
was out you were arriving.
Absolutely. And why shouldn't there be? Because, like,
Oh, look at you.
I know. Thank you. It's, yes, well.
Well, you couldn't be any worse than the last guy, that's for sure.
Really?
The last
Was
guy,
he
he was a maniac.
Really?
An absolute
Horrible.
maniac.
Yes.
Well, you
Playing the
see-
girls against each other, and what did he do at the end? He proposed to
He
one, but
proposed
he...
to one and then went back for the other one.
Yeah.
But what I can say in advance already now,
Mm.
seeing Nigel, is that you
Yes.
blink normally, so I think you're already ahead of the last
Oh,
guy. That
is
you
he
take
a-
about 10 seconds to actually blink.
A non-blinker.
He was like a, yeah,
Like a
Really
slow motion
slow.
blinker.
Yes.
Really?
Horrible. Put me off
Oh,
straight
dear.
away. In the
And all Australian men like that, or is that...
No, just him.
Just him.
Oh, just
Yeah.
He's special.
Yeah.
But so tell me, Nigel. So tell me, how long have you been unlucky in love? Like, are we talking back in prep days, kindergarten? Have you always been unlucky in love, or just as an adult?
Well, no, I've always had a hand with the ladies, should we say.
Okay.
A hand with the ladies, a bit cheeky. What I'm saying is, yes, I have. I have not a problem forming relationships.
Okay.
It's actually keeping the relationship that's the problem.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, there you
So
go.
where are you staying in Australia? Are you travelling from Melbourne, from state to state? Or
I'm here in Melbourne at the moment. I'm very particular about where I stay, so I do like a nice hotel.
Right.
So I'm staying here. I probably can't name the hotel.
Probably
but,
not.
It's a very nice one, and it's named after the royal family.
I know the one.
I see.
Nudgy, nudgy, winky, winky.
And
so,
for
yes.
any ladies out there, are you going to name what room you're in? If any
Well,
ladies want to...
goodness me.
Or perhaps where are you going to be a bit later on tonight, perhaps?
Well,
Let
who
that
knows?
out.
Yes, I'm getting the vibes from both you ladies, so I'm not quite sure.
All right, let's go to a break. But before we do, let's have a horoscope.
Okay, so Aries, this week your cat will vomit in your shoes. Time to stop feeding it tuna casserole.
Okay, you've heard it here. If there are any ladies out there interested in Nigel, go to our Facebook page, the Elegant Universe Radio Show, and tell us what you think of our special guest. We'll be back after this.
And welcome back to 94.1 FM. Hayley, what's next in the stars?
Don't let the planets take control of our lives. Believe in the truth and not celestial lies. If we are the stars above, write our horoscope.
Okay, so Taurus, this week you will find a roll of film in your drawer and get it developed. Then you will remember why it was hidden. The photo lady will never look at you the same.
That's funny as.
So, Nigel, tell us about, do you have anything that you're superstitious about, or?
Well, yes. I mean, there's several things. Going back to the horoscope, actually.
Yeah.
There was a lady in the village, Mrs. Brown. She was convicted of witchcraft because she was telling people's horoscopes.
That's
Yes.
nice
burnt,
to know.
Burnt at the stake.
Burnt at the stake.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. 89, I think.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. But,
Wonderful. I'll be leaving now.
Do you personally have any superstition? Like, did you agree with what had happened there, or?
Well, obviously not to implicate oneself, but it's just a rumour
Right.
that Frank told me, who is my manservant. I shouldn't really say manservant. He's not a servant. He's a family friend who's been with us for 40 years.
Okay.
And
Yep.
he serves me, so...
And is a
Yes.
man.
And he is a man also.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes. But black cats, obviously.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, always be wary of a black cat.
Walking under ladders?
The black cat walking under ladders, or
You
or
walking
me
under
personally? Well, that's I don't do physical work, so I don't know
So you wouldn't
where
walk under a ladder.
No,
Stepping
I
on
don't.
cracks.
Stepping on a
Cracks.
on a crack. Well, I everything's perfectly manicuredly lawn or gravel, so I don't have cracks in pavements.
Okay.
What
Yes.
about mirrors? Have you ever broken a mirror or?
I did break a mirror, yes,
Oh.
once,
Yeah.
when I was 14. Yes, it was a tragic moment.
And the consequences of that for you?
A family member died.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
We were-
Superstition.
Well, it was. It landed on top of them, killed them stone dead.
Right.
What's your most, well, without saying ridiculous, I won't say it, but I'll say it.
Right.
What's a superstition you have that's not normal, not something that's mainstream?
Well, I don't know whether it's a superstition, but I would never wear the same pair of socks twice.
So funny.
So you buy new socks all the time? Like, are you saying you throw them out?
Or do you wash
well, I
them?
just leave them on the floor and someone would pick
So
them up. But
as long as they're washed, are they all right to wear again?
no.
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 Right.
You hand them
Stop it.
down to the manservants? Or
I'm not quite sure what happens to them. I just take them off and leave them, and they're not there in the morning. So yes.
So do your servants, so to speak, do they, obviously they get your clothes ready and all that sort of thing?
Yes. Yes.
So if they put a pair of socks there, how can you be sure that they're not an old pair of socks?
Well, he's been with me for 40 years.
So he wouldn't do that to
He
you?
wouldn't do that to me. No, I mean...
Did you bring him with you over to Australia?
Yes, he's here. He's parking the car at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay. So does your family have like a sock budget then?
I'm not quite sure. It will be written into something somewhere. Like I say, Frank deals with all that, and my accountant, Mrs. Brown.
Are you concerned at all that you're left in the dark with a lot of these very important matters like socks?
I think some things are best not to know. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't that
well,
what
that's
they
it.
say?
Socks, world hunger, and politics is probably
Religion too.
Oh, religion, yes.
Are you religious?
I'm not. No, I like to think I am.
Yeah.
Yes, because we have a church on the grounds, obviously.
Well,
so
that's
it's
cool.
important because I do believe I pay the vicar. So in that case, I am religious.
Well, the non-religious vicar could be interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So if anyone wanted to find out more about you,
Yes.
how can we find out more about you?
Well, as I say, this lovely chap called Andy Rhodes made a little documentary about myself, and I do believe it's on Facebook. Facebook, yes.
Yep.
I don't know the terminology. I've just got it. I've just got the VHS recorder.
Okay.
Yes. So
very up to date.
Oh,
Very
absolutely, yes. Dixon's. They had a deal, £29. But anyway, so you could, so he's got a little Facebook page, and I think it's www.facebook.com/shortfilmunlucky.
Unlucky.
Yes.
Okay.
And a web page also, which is www.unluckyinlove.com. .com. Yes. .au. So I presume that's Australian.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have a YouTube channel or anything like that?
I think Andy has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yes, Andy Rhodes. Probably have a look. I'm not quite sure.
And so how long does the documentary go for?
Well, he made a little teaser documentary, one would say, for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's been very popular, I must say, around the world.
And how much will we get to know about you in this 10-minute documentary?
Well, quite a lot. I mean, it's bare bones kind of. Yes. Not me personally. I'm not naked or anything like that.
So it's PG.
Is it P? Yes. Yes. There's nothing saucy in there. So, no.
We just got a letter from a listener,
Oh,
believe it or
really?
not.
Goodness.
And this comes from a lady called Lilith. And she said, I have a long thought I could be the fourth wife of Nigel, potentially.
I like the sound of Lilith.
She couldn't come here due to the fact that she vowed never to go there after the loss of her dear husband. So that's what she wrote.
Well, that's very nice.
It's happening already, Nigel. It's happening already.
So you come on this show and we're quicker than The Bachelor.
I tell you what, it's the navy blue white spotted bow tie he's got on
I'm very
here.
excited, I must say.
Okay, so if you're a potential match for our guest, go to our Facebook, The Elegant Universe radio station or radio show page, and tell us what you think. Let's go to another horoscope.
Okay, so Gemini. This week, you'll accidentally hang yourself on the Christmas lights while decorating the Christmas tree. You were the first person to ever nearly die wearing a Christmas hat.
We'll be back after this.
Yeah, I remember time Mr. and Mrs. Dickens planted the first apple tree here at the Dickens orchard. Mr. Dickens said he would press no cider before the fruit was ripened to absolute perfection. Then it happened. That old orchard yielded the juiciest, most delicious apples we ever did see. That was 50 years ago. That was the first time I ever had a Dickens cider. I'll never forget that first Dickens cider. I was 17, and I think Dorothy was 16. I think that was Dorothy's first Dickens cider, too.
I start every day with a Dickens cider. At breakfast or later in the day, a Dickens cider is the perfect pick-me-up.
My first Dickens cider? Geez, I remember hearing how great a Dickens cider was before I actually had one. It was an old friend that let me have a Dickens cider. I was so excited with anticipation, I spilled it all over me.
The other day, my husband's friend asked him why we both seem so healthy and happy all the time. He told him, easy, my wife doesn't let me go a day without a Dickens cider. And she enjoys the rejuvenating effects of a wholesome, delicious Dickens cider, too. Dickens cider.
Dickens cider.
Everybody loves a Dickens cider.
From the famous Dickens apple orchards of Maine, Get that old-fashioned down-home feel of a Dickens cider. You can get a Dickens cider almost anywhere. Just look for the label with the donkey on it, or, as they say at the orchard up in Maine, the Dickens cider ass. Oh, gee. Dickens cider from Dickens, a subsidiary of Good Swift.
Welcome back. You know, guys, I'm always trying to come up with new ideas for my show and everything, and I've been looking at the history of magic and mentalism and things mysterious.
Yeah.
So remember back...
I don't think our guest knows what you do for a living, Shane.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will become obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
The many years ago, back in the early 1900s, and Haley will be onto this,
Yep.
Harry Houdini did this amazing thing where he escaped from a straitjacket.
Yes.
Right, and they hung him upside down from a building in New York City,
Yes.
and he did this in Melbourne as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
Really?
not many
Didn't
people
know
know
that.
this.
Oh,
That
no,
Harry
no.
Houdini,
Yeah.
Eric Weiss, came to Melbourne and did the famous
Were you there to see the show?
straitjacket escape. No.
No.
No, I have seen the photos. They're all black and white. But
Cheeky.
I've come up one better.
Go on.
I've come up with one better.
Go on.
I'm going to escape from my nana's cardigan.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Very
that's-
dangerous. Very
Yeah.
dangerous. I
Hardcore.
won't be upside down or anything, but
No.
I'm going to put the cardigan on backwards,
Yeah.
people,
Right.
backwards,
Yep.
and I'm going to escape from it.
What
Oh,
really
well, that's
happened is
good.
that he was secretly dressing up in his nana's cardigan and someone walked in on him, so he had to escape as quickly as he could.
No, that was my excuse. I'm practicing.
Yeah.
for the-
And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe just at weekends, I'd say.
Crazy.
Speaking of which, let's have a horoscope.
Okay, so Cancer. This week, someone will say you look like that character on Game of Thrones. Now you have to reveal that you're the only person on the planet who doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
That's
So-
hilarious.
well, that's two of us. Now.
Three, actually.
Three.
Ah.
You don't watch it either, Nigel.
No,
Oh
it's
my God.
a little bit
Well,
far-fetched.
I
I
guess-
like to
I
be real.
love it.
It doesn't come out on VHS, does it?
No.
So,
Well, I'm waiting.
you're waiting.
Perhaps if it does, I shall watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Okay, Haley, you've also got some news to
I
enlighten
do
us.
have some news. Okay, so this story is too interesting to try and lead into it, so I'm just going to go straight away.
All right.
A 91-year-old Polish woman rose from the dead.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, but what's unusual about that? Isn't that what old Polish women do?
I don't know how many old Polish
Oh, no,
women
wait a
you
minute.
know.
No, they just look old. Yeah, no, that's all
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yes,
fine.
and make sausage.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, so she tried to do more. Maybe she tried to get out of making sausages for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Because her name is Janina Kolkiewicz.
Kolkiewicz.
Something along those
Kolkiewicz.
lines.
Easy for you to say,
Kolkiewicz.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kolkiewicz.
Kolkiewicz?
Kolkiewicz.
If you say so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. She woke up inside a body bag in the morgue
Oh,
11
no.
hours after being pronounced dead. When her doctor found out, her doctor was like, I swear she was dead.
Yeah,
Like,
they
it's
do
the
everything
dumbest
slow
quote
over
ever.
there.
But she wasn't breathing.
Yeah.
Her heart had stopped.
Yeah.
And for some reason, 11 hours later, she woke up.
That's what's unusual.
Goodness.
Is how I rest too.
He does too.
That's
When
no
you're out,
surprise.
you're out.
Everything
So,
stops.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But the funny thing is, well,
Yeah.
kind of funny. I'm going to say it's funny because it's ironic.
Mm.
She suffers from very late stage dementia, so she actually doesn't remember any of it happening. All she knows is that she woke up and she just wanted a hot cup of tea.
Right.
Oh.
So she didn't see the bright light at the end of the tunnel, or she did, but's forgotten about it.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
We would
She
have
met
no
the
idea.
relatives.
She
Handy.
met God and everything
Yeah.
and knows the meaning
That's
of
right.
life but
Yes.
can't remember
Can't
it.
remember it.
Exactly.
Damn unfortunate, really, isn't it?
The secret of the universe is lost because they gave it to an old lady.
Yes.
But that's the joke, isn't it?
In this box, I have the secret of life.
Oh,
Rock the
gosh.
box, oh dear.
Yeah. So, yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That, you know that happens more often than not.
What's
Believe it or not, people pronounce dead and then they wake up and they're
Yes.
in the grave, or
Yep.
you know, there was one kid who, and this is a freaky story, but it's a true story, where at his funeral, he was a young kid, about 8 or 9, he actually woke up, got up, and said, "I really want a cup of water," and then he died again.
Really?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they'd already paid for the funeral, so it was the only decent thing to do, really, wasn't it?
But how strange is that?
Especially happening to a young kid. I mean, old people you can kind of understand because a lot of them, they do die peacefully in their sleep.
I
don't
think any death's peaceful.
Yeah,
but
I don't think so.
Have
you seen the look on their face? Like,
yeah.
No, I don't.
Goodness.
I don't
Is that how you look when you wake up every morning?
Almost, yeah.
Walking down.
Perhaps
Well,
on
I
the
don't
toilet.
wake
I'm
up
not
so
sure.
much as resurrect, but anyway, yeah.
And I think I've said this before, that's where the legend of zombies come from too, is that as the body's breaking down, the gases in the stomach and stuff will come out and make you sound like you're talking, and bodies will actually sit up and move around and all this, and it makes you think they're alive, when they're not.
Wow.
Also, back in the 1800s, they dug up some coffins and they had all scratch marks inside, and they used to bury people with bells.
Yep.
The little string going up to the top on the surface. So when I go, my mobile phone fully charged goes with me.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
So you can at least last a little while.
If it rings, start digging.
You think you'll have reception 6 feet underground?
I hope so.
No, you probably would.
Probably
They're
not with
getting better.
Vodafone.
Not with Vodafone.
Yeah.
Hook me up to... anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, let's have another horoscope as we go out.
Okay, so Leo, this week you will discover a really, really cool band. Then you'll discover that they broke up a year ago. Oh, the heartbreak.
Crazy.
Also, Leo, you'll discover a very, very rare tropical disease. You get one. We'll be back after this. You're listening to The Elegant Universe. We have our special guest on board, Nigel, and also coming up soon, more conspiracy theories with Frankie.
Righty-ho, everyone. This is the Mr. Obvious Show. I'm your host, Mr. Obvious. As always, I'm here to help you, the listener, with your problems, big or small. Let's go right to the old telephones. Hello, Mr. Obvious.
Is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
Let me just start by saying I really love your show, Mr. Obvious.
Well, that's just grand, and thank you for calling, sir. I appreciate it.
No, wait, Mr. Obvious?
Yes?
I've got a problem I wanted to talk to you about.
Of course, that's why I'm here, caller. Go ahead with your question.
Well, for several years now, my wife and I have been saving our money because we wanted to build a deck right off our living room there on the back of the house.
Oh, that is lovely. Nothing like a nice deck.
Oh, yeah, well, we've been skipping and saving. Finally saved enough so that we could afford to have that deck.
Wow, my congratulations to you, caller, once again. And I appreciate the fun.
No, here's the problem. Even though I'm pretty handy, I figured it's too big a job for me, so... Well, I took your advice, Mr. Obvious. Always call a professional.
Mm-hmm.
So I called some local contractors and had them come out and give me some estimates.
Oh, estimates. That's always a very good idea. One of my Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I thought so, Mr. Obvious. Well, we picked a guy to do the work, and he really seemed to know his stuff, and he promised to get started right away.
Sounds like a self-starter, a real go-getter.
Well, sure, that's what I thought, but now I'm not so sure. I think we may have made a mistake.
Well, why is that, caller? What makes you say that?
Well, it's been several weeks now, and we still don't have a deck.
I'm
beginning to think this guy is incompetent.
Well, now, caller, have you talked to your contractor about your feeling?
Well, I tried to. I came home early the other day, talked to him, and his truck was in the driveway, but I couldn't find him anywhere. And finally, I went inside, and that's when I heard some noises coming from the bedroom.
The bedroom? That seems like an odd place to be working on your decks in the...
Well, yeah, that's what I thought, Mr. Obvious. So, well, I went upstairs, and there was the contractor, all right, and he was, he was naked.
Oh, my goodness. Not even wearing safety goggles, huh? Now, that sounds dangerous.
Well, yeah, Mr. Obvious, and here's the weird part. He was laying on top of my wife.
Uh-oh. Now, was she naked, too?
Naked as a jaybird, Mr. Obvious. And as you can imagine, I got pretty mad.
Certainly, yeah.
Well, I mean, since he was so far behind schedule already, I asked him what the heck was going on.
Well, caller, you're certainly within your rights, seeing how he works for you.
Welcome back to the only show where things that go bump in the night actually get invited into the studio. Speaking of mysteries, let's have a horoscope.
Okay, so we're up to Virgo. Nigel, I believe this is you?
Yes, September.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Virgo, this week you will wear a really cute dress on a date. Then you will realize you forgot to shave your legs.
Oh, goodness. Nothing worse.
That's hilarious.
I can't see any way out of that.
No.
Yeah, being sprung like that.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on. We now have the girl who gives the best headlines in Melbourne. It's Susie.
Hi, back again.
Yeah, not that you went anywhere.
But I do have some nudity laws for you.
That's why I said the line.
Are you okay with this, Nigel?
Yes, well, it
Can you
depends
cope?
who's nude.
You're going to be red. No. So, well, this came about because I just recently found out a family friend that I've known for about 35 years.
Yeah.
Her family in Canada owns a nude resort. And
Really?
I never knew that about them. How do you not know that about people that you're close to? Anyway.
Because they don't tell you.
The secrets they keep.
But aren't they about being free and open? Anyway.
No, they're about being in dark places, shadowy and naked and weird and naked. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
I thought that was swinging. But...
both.
Oh.
I remember years ago when I first started out doing what I do now, I got booked to do a gig at a nudist show.
Really?
Yeah, and they said it's optional. You don't have to take your clothes off. And I sort of went, I'll take my shirt off, but... You know, it was a weird experience.
That's what happened to me the other day when I started the new job as a hostess.
Yeah.
It's only kidding.
Yeah.
So you don't
never
have
happened,
to take
folks.
your clothes off. Okay, so I've got 10 quick nudity laws around the world.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Excellent.
ready?
Yep.
Okay, so in Hungary, lights have to be out during sex.
Really?
Yes.
This is a law.
Yeah, like I don't know how they can monitor this.
That's someone
But-
with really bad body image issues.
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh, no, it's law now.
Yeah, we'll make it
Turn the
law.
lights out.
That's
Oh yeah, I know, it's weird. Singapore considers it pornography to wander around your own house nude. So if you're actually spotted passing, your window in your private, you can literally be fined and sent to jail.
Well,
under pornography laws.
Yeah,
not
they
just...
consider it pornography to be walking around your own place in the nude.
But you can get people on that, right?
Yeah.
Because where's the evidence? And if they do have evidence, they're a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Well,
You've got them at the same
that
time.
is, unfortunately, the last time I did it, they had my whole body imprint on the glass. So it was rather like
Hard to get out of it.
a large fingerprint.
Right,
wipe your DNA off of... all right.
Yes.
Yeah, next, number
Or you're
3.
risking 3 months jail and $2,000 fine. Louisiana is okay with streaking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
they're
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay with streaking, but if you're running naked is considered too sexy, you're in trouble.
So if you run like...
Yes,
you go to jail, but if you're like...
yeah,
You're fine.
Right.
you're totally
Yeah.
fine. You're totally fine. So check
How,
on your running.
who would gauge that?
Yeah.
Totally
What?
fine.
Imagine the
What?
two judges, or a
People
judge
hold
and a
up
lawyer, and the lawyer's
Too
like,
sexy.
Numbers.
yeah, the lawyer's like, no, it's too sexy, and the judge is like, oh, she's a bit,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
other lawyer's like, nah, man, she's woo, it would become this whole.
And not only ladies, men
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'd probably be arrested all the time.
Yeah, I reckon they arrest the men all the time.
But not in Louisiana.
No,
Not in Louisiana.
I don't know her.
I'm just going to say it now and say it loud. Cover up in Cleveland,
Okay.
okay? Because
Why's
nothing
that?
under the boobs is allowed.
God.
Oh, but they walk around with their faces exposed.
Yeah,
Or their boobs.
trans.
I guess.
Oh.
New York City, you are 100% allowed to roam the streets topless,
Yeah.
100% allowed
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
as long as you aren't soliciting any business.
Right.
Why would you
Donuts, get your dirt, put your shirt back on.
Yes.
Hot dogs.
Well, that's
And this guy's waving his hot dogs around. And he's got no shirt on. And
Don't worry about the rapist walking the streets
No,
or anything.
no.
Just walk topless. It's totally okay in New
Yeah,
York
why
City.
not?
well, it would take your mind off it, wouldn't it? Being mugged.
It would.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, in
hand
LA...
over all your money. I'm not wearing
Yes.
any pockets. I have.
That's right. I have a secret stash.
You have to find it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, no.
Reminds me of the airport this morning. So that's another
Did
story.
they find it?
Well, if I don't
no, nothing,
robbed,
but-
I would have hidden the whole car. But anyway, go.
In LA, feel free to be hanging free as you go hiking in LA.
Yeah.
It's 100% legal to go, natural hiking through their mountains and all of that.
Right.
Again,
Yes.
don't worry about the rapists or anyone
This
that's
is
hiding in there.
The bears,
LA.
I think, probably that's what they're attracted to. then,
Oh,
obviously.
no, if it was you or me, Nigel, the bears would be like hiding in the bushes and go, don't go.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
not
don't
this
know.
one. It will get you. It will hurt you. Call the police.
Oh, speak for yourself. I've got a very good girdle underneath this, which keeps me in very nice and tidy. So,
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well,
I'm
one
liking
has to be.
this confidence. Yes.
I hope so.
The statement's
yes.
in the bow tie.
Thank you.
So Villa Hermosa in Mexico.
Yeah.
So if you don't like Singapore's laws, then don't go to this place in Mexico. Although they've only got 36 hours of jail compared to 3 months. So
For what?
for walking nude in your house.
Oh, in Mexico?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, those hot Latina babes
Yeah.
are, and you're not
But they're
allowed
not nude.
Well,
wait,
that's the point, actually, yeah.
So,
They're not.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
hadn't
nude,
thought of that.
but they're certainly suggestive.
Well, why is it that in Japan everyone's sort of pixelated too? I don't get that.
In Japan?
Oh,
Never
no.
mind. Move on,
That was
move
the
on.
inside bad inside joke.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what he's talking about either. But
Topless in Tampa?
Yep.
No. Even strippers.
Wait a minute. Tampa in Florida has one of the biggest swing communities in the world.
Does it?
Oh, it's like an industry in Tampa.
Oh.
Yeah, but
good
what,
to know.
Okay, so
what are you
listen,
saying?
this is funny.
Right.
So strippers aren't even allowed to go topless. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Strippers aren't
Okay.
allowed to go topless.
Yeah.
And lap dancers have to remain 1.8 metres away from the customers.
That's not a lap dance. That's a walk past.
Exactly.
How
That's
does
right.
that qualify as a
Yes.
lap dance?
Exactly.
in that case, I had 4 this morning when I was in the airport, and that was just going around the baggage.
Okay, so I've got 2 more, but this one in Sanford, Florida. You may not strip, but you can act in the buff in a production as long as it's authentic. So a group of strippers thought that they'd try it out, and they put on Macbeth completely in the nude.
And I bet you it sold out.
It did, and they were totally
I
fine
knew it.
because it was a professional production.
That is so funny.
Bubble and squeak, we're the witches.
And we're nude, and we're 20.
Yes. Bringing culture to the people, really. Yes.
Yes, I get
Very
that.
blatantly.
Yes,
And number 10.
Yeah.
Who does organisation nudity best? The Germans. So be sure to do your research thoroughly before travelling to Germany, because there are 6 places in Germany where you can just completely walk around nude, but you just have to search them out.
Right.
And that's about it. That's it.
All the places in the world where you can and can't go nude. Another place not to be nude is our Facebook page, Peter.
Which is the Elegant Universe radio show.
Okay, and also by the end of today, hopefully we'll have some links to all the information about Nigel. And I'm told a very attractive photograph of Nigel as well, girls.
So stay tuned for that.
Not a nude one, though. We'll
No.
be back after this. You're listening to the Elegant Universe.
Caller, is he being paid hourly or by the job?
By the job.
Oh, no, that's fortunate for you. That way you don't pay while he plays, of course. That's one of those Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I give that a right on, Mr. Obvious. Anyway, Mr. Obvious, my contractor explains that he's lost his tape measure, and he's trying to find out how tall my wife is so he can have her lay down beside the boards that he's going to cut.
Really? Did you ask why they were naked at all? Did that come up, or?
Jeez, Mr. Obvious. I figured you'd know this. You can't get an accurate reading off somebody's height when they're wearing clothes. Even I know that.
I'm sorry?
Maybe it's their weight. Anyway, whatever. Well, the more I think about it, the madder I get. I feel like I should fire the guy.
Well, I can certainly see that. That would be within your rights.
And then just last week, I found him naked on top of my sister when he lost his plumb bob.
I see. That is unfortunate, Colin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what kind of contractor is that careless with his tools? I mean, if he keeps losing them, I may never get my deck finished.
Now, caller, I don't want to get too personal, but I'm afraid what's happening here is that your contractor, now follow me on this, your contractor
right,
is having an illicit affair.
Ooh, an affair, like sex. You know, when he's married, he's having sex with somebody else.
I think so.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's with your wife, caller, and evidently with your sister too.
What? So these stories about him losing his tape measure and his plumb bob, Mr. Obvious, you think he just made those up?
That'd be my guess, caller.
I never made the connection. But what you're saying is he may still be a good contractor.
Well, actually, I guess he could be.
So, Mr. Obvious, you're saying maybe I was being a little hasty. Boy, is my face red. I feel like a real schmo.
Now, caller, don't be so hard on yourself. That sort of thing happens when we jump to conclusions without having all the facts.
Mr. Obvious, you're a lifesaver.
That's nice of you to say, and thanks for calling. Well, join us next time on the Mr. Obvious Show.
Welcome back to another mind-expanding, brain-numbing, knob-hardening edition of the Elegant Universe. We're back. Hey, don't look at me like that.
You
It's
can't
Christmas.
say that stuff anymore.
I'll edit it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but this is live.
Well, from now on, I'll leave it to welcome back.
Yes, that's
how
probably better.
uninteresting is that? Speaking of uninteresting, Frankie!
Oh, thanks very much. No, that's great. That's the best introduction I've ever had. Thanks very much, Shane. And as far as mind expanding goes, if you were with me on the weekend, you would have experienced that, because I did Folk Rhythm and Life on the weekend with one of our...
That's a big festival?
It's a massive hippie festival, but I actually got to do comedy up there amongst all the music.
You weren't just like their king?
No, I wasn't like their king.
Is that why I can smell what I can smell?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Is it at the start of the show?
Soul.
Yeah, my clothing is just, been impregnated with, you're right.
Moving along.
But no, I got to do that gig with one of the Elegant Universe radio shows. More recent, wonderful guest, Gabe Hogan. She was with us, and she's listening today. Say hi, Gabe.
Hi,
we love you.
Hi, Gabe. We want you back.
Yes, we do. And we're actually doing a play at the moment. So
that's right. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're doing a play?
That's right. I'm treading the boards. I'm in the theatre, ladies and gentlemen, and so's Gabe. Yeah, we debuted last night to rapturous applause and screaming laughter.
Hang on, you were debuting in front of people. Oh no, sorry, wrong word. Oh, you were performing.
Yeah, I wasn't auditioning my finger puppets. It was, I was performing live.
People still would have
now Frankie's a world-class thespian.
That's thespian, okay? Thespian. Now, should we get to a conspiracy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now,
that clearly it's a conspiracy. The fact that there's no evidence is proof enough for me that clearly it's a conspiracy. A freaking conspiracy. A vast conspiracy.
I mean, everyone's familiar with Jimmy Savile, are we not? We're familiar with Jimmy Savile and all the controversy that surrounded his actions.
Have you seen the one
post his death?
Have you seen the one where they claim that he was actually a Satanist?
Yes, I've seen that one. That's crazy. Now,
so who is this guy for people that don't know?
Well, Jimmy Savile, was a BBC celebrity, and after he died, all these allegations came out that he was actually a sexual devo and had done nasty things to people.
All the rock shows. He was like
Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops. He was the Molly Meldrum of his day.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But not to disparage Molly, because Molly's a legend and Jimmy's an asshole. But anyway, this conspiracy actually goes to the current controversy surrounding Bill Cosby.
Okay.
And all of the allegations of sexual assault that are coming out about him. Now, it's interesting because I've gone through all of them. And every single allegation all seems to be post-statute of limitations, so no court action, whether civil or criminal, can come against him.
Yeah.
His former producer, I mean, this guy was the king of family comedy on NBC for 20 years.
Yeah.
With Cosby Show and Kids Say the Darndest Things, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Casey Werner Productions have said, hey, look, if anything was going to happen or anything did happen, we would have known about it. And we've never seen, heard anything, blah blah blah. So it made me think, why would what has people got to gain from this? And I've found that with the whole Jimmy Savile thing, there's been billions of dollars injected into the Great Britain economy through hate tourism. People literally going and going to his grave and peeing on it, or going to his house and egging it, and all this sort of stuff. And Bill Cosby's production people are saying, "Hey, we need to catch in on this too." Right, so so they're just coming up with stuff with people to hate on Bill Cosby because there's big dollars in it.
But why pick him?
Because he's a huge icon.
Well, my thoughts are that he's been picked because he's black. Okay, he's black, so they're going to keep the black man down, all that sort of stuff. It's the Americans just trying to top the British.
Yeah, white man always keeping the black man down.
Now it made me think that because we here in Australia love to blindly follow the Yanks no matter what they do.
We are the 53rd state of America, after all. Yeah.
Exactly. So I want our listeners to get on the Elegant Universe Radio Show's Facebook page and put your thoughts on which Australian celebrity of the 70s and 80s is most likely to be fingered as a sexual diva. And to get you going, my top three are Roger Clemson. Okay.
And what was he off?
Well, he hosted a show called This Is Your Life.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, if you remember that.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy, and this is the thing.
That's the point. Yeah.
Okay, my second nomination is Ugly Dave Gray, just given his ugliness.
Yeah, and what's he off?
My third nomination, this is a real roughie, Gary Pankhurst. And I only mention that because we haven't heard of him since Skippy. But that doesn't mean that I want to hear any disparaging comments about Ken James, Tony Bonner, or Ed Devereaux. Okay, because they're still childhood heroes of mine.
Or Peter Smith.
Oh, Pete. Well, hands off Pete Smith. But if you've got an idea of an Australian '70s celebrity that may be futurely fingered as a possible divo, please put that on our Facebook page, and I'll do some research and
figure it out.
And after consultation with my lawyers,
you could do what they all do and just make one up.
Well,
just find some disparaging dates. The one where they who was it? The guy. This was great. You'll probably remember this. The guy who played the professor in Gilligan's Island.
Oh, yes.
Right, it turns out, and this got me just for a second, it turns out he was the Zodiac Killer. Because all of the dates, of the dates that he had off and everything matched all the murders of the Zodiac
So he wasn't.
Killer. No, he wasn't. Okay. It was a mock thing, but it was so well done. It actually fooled a lot of people.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Shane, because I've done similar research between Mr. Cruel and where Robert Kelly was during the filming of Hey Dad. And that sort of times up really well.
That's where we stop. You're listening to the Elegant Universe, best conspiracy theory yet, heading into dangerous territory.
Yep. I've got a beauty next week for Christmas too.
Editing is on its way. Editing. Is this live?
No one ever knows the truth is just another sign that clearly it's a conspiracy. The fact that there's no evidence is proof enough for me that clearly it's a conspiracy. A freaking conspiracy. A vast conspiracy.
Welcome back to the Elegant Universe on 94.1 FM. Let's go to a horoscope.
Okay, so Libra. This week, your mum will break out the Mariah Carey Christmas CD. Time to find some earplugs or move out.
Exactly.
Okay, so Hayley, you've got a
news story.
That's right.
Well, speaking of music, you may have noticed that there was a theme to this week's music. It was a little bit different from my normal selection.
Yeah, it was.
Nigel, could you pick what the theme was?
Was it all ladies?
No.
Right, okay.
Someone wasn't listening.
Was the theme dignity?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay.
I'm just plucking random words out of thin air.
That's funny.
I'll tell you, every single song on this week's playlist was co-written by the same man.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you that he has the third most #1 singles ever.
Well, it's not Burt Bacharach then.
No. Well, okay. The first person who's written the most #1 singles is pretty obviously John Lennon.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I thought it would have been Elvis Presley, but anyway.
And so it's no
good old
surprise
British chap.
that the second most #1 singles comes from Paul McCartney.
Okay.
Yep.
Two Liverpool singles. Okay.
Yes.
Two of the same.
Yes.
So number 3, the one who's co-written all these songs, is Max Martin.
And he is from?
He's a songwriter.
Okay.
Isn't he from America? I think.
He is from Sweden.
Sweden. Oh, there you
He's
go.
a 43-year-old Swedish producer and songwriter who nobody has ever heard of, but has written basically every big song from the past 15 years.
Oh, wow. So all our music and furniture's coming out of one country at the moment. That's great.
Exactly.
He's really utilised the market there.
Exactly. So I'm gonna just wow you with a bit of his
Go on.
history. Okay,
Let's
so
go.
he's written 58 top 10 songs in the UK and 51 in the US.
My God.
Okay, so basically, Backstreet Boys are because of him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's written.
I don't like him.
He's written basically all of their songs, including Everybody, As Long As You Love Me, and I Want It That Way.
Yep.
Britney Spears, he co-wrote Baby One More Time, Crazy, Oops, I Did It Again, Stronger. Bon Jovi, he co-wrote It's My Life, which basically brought Bon Jovi into the 21st century.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson, we just heard Since You've Been Gone, and he also wrote My Life Would Suck Without You, basically the only two Kelly Clarkson songs anybody knows.
Yeah.
Even Australian band, the Veronicas,
Yeah.
their first good song, Forever, he co-wrote that.
Really?
Gosh, you're a very talented man.
Yep. Pink, he even helped out the great songwriter Alicia Moore because he co-wrote You and Your Hand and So What and many other of her more recent songs.
So this guy's on fire.
Okay. Nearly every single Katy Perry song since the start of her career has been co-written with Max Martin, including I Kissed a Girl, Hot and Cold, California Girls, Teenage Dream, Last Friday Night, E.T., Raw, Birthday.
What?
Goes on and on.
That,
Taylor Swift's most recent album was
Yeah.
produced by him and largely co-written with him, which is probably why she's suddenly an it girl as compared to an annoying teeny bopper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He co-wrote with Ariana Grande, Jessie J, Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
He's also worked with Deep Breath, NSYNC, Celine Dion, Avril Lavigne, Enrique Iglesias, James Blunt, Simple Plan, Cyndi Lauper, Kesha, Vanessa Hudgens, Usher, Pitbull, Justin Bieber, Christina Aguilera, Shakira, Maroon 5, and the cast of Glee.
I have heard enough.
Yeah, I know, this guy's a machine.
This man, I think, look, if I happen to read in the paper in 6 months' time that he's been garroted by an Ozzy Osbourne fan, I'll believe it.
Yeah.
Now that you've revealed all this, Hayley, this guy's going to be marked. He's going to be wanted by every top 40 hater worldwide.
Yes.
You know, and I'm at the top of that list right now.
Yeah, exactly. He is responsible for nearly all of it. His signature is a slightly slightly rock-inspired pop.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm quite surprised that Cliff Richard hasn't been mentioned. Cliff Richards.
Maybe he's on the list somewhere.
He's on some list.
Yeah, he's on the list. Yeah. He's on the run at the moment. From what I hear.
Right, okay.
Anyway.
Exactly. So every single song on this week's playlist has been co-written by Max Martin.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Goodness.
That's really awesome. Now, our guest that we've got today, I have to ask you, what's your favourite conspiracy?
Yes.
Well, there's so many, I think, Frank. There's the Roswell, Area 51.
Oh, of course.
Stargate, E.T.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
There's all that. But I must admit, we did have a peculiar goings on the estate.
Certainly.
And it's very, well, conspiracy or not, it did happen. It was September 1973.
Right.
It was a hot summer. I remember it because I wasn't wearing tweed that year. And it was very much, a crop circle.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. A crop circle appeared on the estate.
It appeared on the estate one sunny afternoon. It perplexed everyone. We had SETI.
Yeah.
They came down. I'm not
Search
quite
for
sure what that...
extraterrestrial intelligence. Yes, SETI, yes.
Yes, intelligence, yes. And they came down, and it turned out to be Frank. He'd had 4 pints of beer for lunch.
Okay.
He'd gone into the field to do the harvesting, fell asleep, and fell asleep in the tractor. It was on full lock.
There you go.
Yes. It's an awesome crop circle. A crop circle brought to you by the good people at Massey Ferguson.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That could probably explain a lot of crop circles.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
I don't know. Frank's never been out of England, so...
I'm saying specifically him.
Oh, right, okay. I'll ask him.
So let's have another horoscope.
Okay, so Scorpio.
Yep.
This week you will drink an amazing chocolate milkshake. Then you will remember your lactose intolerance.
Oh, no. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to 94.1 FM. This is The Elegant Universe. Frankie, apparently we've got some messages or something. What's going on?
We do. In response to my conspiracy theory, nominations of famous Australians that might be alleged to have done naughtiness, Helene Murray has come up. Maybe Bert Newton might have some false allegations flung his way.
That's a good one.
That even
and of course
my
they would.
childhood.
Well, of course, because they would be false allegations because Bert is an absolute legend and would never do anything out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a message here from Matt Wilson for Nigel, which I'll read out.
Thanks, mailbox. We just got a letter. 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 Wonder who it's from.
Ahem. Would Nigel be open to a relationship with a fella? I'd be keen for some rich British fella to look after me. Is gay marriage legal in the UK? Nudgy, nudgy, winky, winky, Nigel?
Well, that's very interesting. I'm very flattered indeed. Obviously, I went to boarding school, so yes, I have formed relationships with other chaps before. It's non-sexual and blah-de-blah. But yes, I'm quite happy to go along because at the end of the day, it's all about love.
There you are, Matt. You've got it straight from the horse's mouth. Come down to the studio right now. We can hook you up.
That's interesting coming from the vicar of the estate.
Well, look, there's only two things that I really sort of form it by, and the rules are never marry into family. Because it's frowned upon, and well, it doesn't matter whether they're rich or poor, as long as they have money.
Yeah.
How Dickensian.
Good philosophy.
Yes. Well.
Okay, Hayley, you've got something going on. What's going on?
I have some news. Okay, so has anybody here been to Venice?
Yes. No. I have.
Yeah, I have as well. Look at us.
Lovely
Very
place.
cool.
Oh, well, la-di-da on the other side of the desk.
And you're Italian and you've never been.
I know.
That makes total sense.
Okay, well, there's been suggestions of a new ban to help keep Venice nice and quiet and serene.
Okay.
They want to ban any suitcases with wheels on the streets.
What?
Yes.
Because, Peter, you wouldn't know since you haven't
No,
been there,
no.
but we all know how beautiful all the cobblestones are.
And click, clack,
Yes.
click, clack,
Exactly.
click, clack.
Those tiny
Yes.
plastic wheels are keeping all the Venetian residents up at night.
Oh, right.
Ah.
As well as this,
okay.
it's also slowly damaging the actual historic cobblestones.
Oh, nothing to do with the entire place being buried in pigeon poo. It's suitcase wheels, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they would try and ban the pigeons if they could.
Well,
I think they probably ban Americans because they probably have the heaviest suitcases. And the weight and the clickety clock on the tiles would probably be then pushing the town into the lake.
Rising water levels.
Maybe this is just a result of Gina Rightheart and Clive Palmer's recent village to the archipelago. That it's got nothing to do with the luggage. It was just two really fat Australians. You know.
Serial killers have the heaviest suitcase.
That's a very good point.
I'm
Or
worried.
MI6 operatives, as the case may be.
Well, if their suitcases are heavy, they better get themselves some rubber or liquid-filled wheels, because apparently those will still be allowed. The problem being not many suitcases manufactured with them.
No.
Right.
Good
But
grief.
they will be silent. They won't damage it.
I smell a new market out there for Pirelli to produce their own, really yuppie-styled suitcase for the first-class traveller to Venice. Retailing at $5,000, made out of crocodiles. Filled with helium sourced from the moon, and all of that sort of stuff.
Either that or Durex.
Now, this suggestion follows the recent removal of over 20,000 love locks from the bridge. You know how it's the romantic tradition to put you and your partner's name on a lock and lock it to the bridge, and it's there forever.
And then slowly destroy the engineering principles of said bridge.
Exactly. It symbolizes that you are locked together forever, and there's thousands of them on most bridges in Italy. They've just removed 20,000 because it was risking the structure of the bridge.
Well, it's not forever then, is it? Let's go to a horoscope.
These people will be wondering why they're suddenly breaking up. And yeah, maybe that's why. Okay, so Sagittarius.
Yay.
This week you will lose 2 kilograms.
Yay!
Don't get too excited. You'll gain them You'll gain twice that amount over Christmas.
Oh,
damn you, Harley!
We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to the only radio show in the country that causes road accidents, or almost causes road accidents.
Yes, almost caused Ken to drive off the road.
Yes. Good on you, Ken. Thanks for the call. We really appreciate it. And our special guest has gone to park the car, go to the toilet and that, and it turns out we've got somebody else in the studio.
We do. Someone very close to Nigel. Andy, welcome.
Welcome, Andy.
Rhodes.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Do you know what Nigel's been saying about you?
I've been sat in the green room, and I just want to crawl under something at the minute.
Yeah. For those who don't know, you're actually Nigel's producer. You're his writer, his producer. The creative process
That's right,
behind Nigel all comes from you.
Yeah, well, and a handful of other people as well. So,
Yes.
And behind Unlucky in Love?
Unlucky in Love, the short film, which is doing really well at the minute, all over the world in festivals and such like. So
So what's Nigel like to keep happy?
He's really simple. He's apart from his socks fetish about having that's costing me about $100 a week. But apart from that, no, he's a really nice guy, and Frank's travelled with him. Frank can he can be a little bit dark. I think he's probably said about 3 words since he's been here.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, okay.
Well, I thought I was going to get more time with you, Andy, but Nigel seemed very possessive of his time today on our
ladies,
show.
Yeah.
So, what about we do a very quick 5-minute get to know Andy Rhodes?
Good idea.
Should we do that?
Absolutely.
So I've got some pictures I'm going to show you very soon, but first I want to ask, are you unlucky in love?
No, I'm very lucky in love.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Excellent. I want to know, I stalked your Facebook page.
Yes.
And if you were put on an island for, say, $5 billion and you had to stay there for 5 years, I want to know out of these movies what you would take. In Bruges, The Goonies, or Unlucky in Love?
I would take Unlucky in Love.
Good answer. Would you take chocolate, milk, water, or absinthe?
Absinthe.
Would you take a deck of cards, Rubik's Cube, or copies of the Elegant Universe radio show?
Goes without saying, really, doesn't it? Copies of the Elegant Universe.
Nothing to play them on.
That's right, yeah.
It's a desert island.
I know.
Would you take... We might give him something to play it on. Would you take which of the following CDs? Flair, ABBA Tribute, Johnny Farnham and Olivia Newton-John's live on stage, or the Underarm concert with David Geary and Justin Gregory?
To be fair, I only know one of them, so I'll go for the first one.
They're on your Facebook page.
Fantastic.
Okay, here we go. Here's a picture. I want you to turn it over. Pick one of these 3 pictures I'm holding in front of you and tell me the story behind it.
I'm going to go for the middle one.
The photos.
Hold it up. Show it to the team.
Oh, goodness.
Describe it.
That's,
Are these going to be on our Facebook page so people know what we're referring to?
It's a picture of a guy who looks very much like myself, dressed in a
Really?
clown outfit.
Right.
He's got a bad habit there sticking out of his mouth.
He's got a half a cigarette popping out of his mouth. Yeah, that was a great short film called Funny Bone. I played a really grumpy clown who had social problems with kids.
He's a clown.
Unlike Nigel has
absolutely.
social problems.
He's kleptomaniac and he robs houses and
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Evil clowns.
Okay, take the one on the left. All right, okay. Yeah, this is another great film.
Who's this? I know this guy.
Yeah, this is Ben McNamara, who played the lead role, and Scott Reed.
Right.
And we went out into the desert, which was great.
Awesome.
And so it was one of those where you get out of the car and your face was completely covered in flies, which is unusual for me because I'm from Yorkshire. So yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
okay, lucky last.
Oh.
This one's scary.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is great. I spent sort of 5-6 hours in makeup being made into a tree.
Right. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. So it was basically...
Have you seen that, Peter?
A meteorite hit me and I get lodged into a tree. It was a film called Starstruck. And, great film. But, I wouldn't want to do that every day unless I got a gig on... Games of Thrones or something like that. Yeah,
right.
Anything like that would stick on my face. I'd do it.
That's a quick getting to know you.
Yeah.
Very quick getting to know
Excellent.
Andy Rhodes.
You're listening to the Elegant Universe. We'll be back after this to say all our normal goodbyes. Stay tuned. Is it a radio show? Is it a road hazard? Or is it both? Welcome back to the Elegant Universe. You've survived another episode. Let's go out with a horoscope.
Okay, so Capricorn, this week your MacBook will commit suicide. Maybe you should have stuck with PC.
Yeah, it's probably all the stuff you're downloading. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Jane.
Capricorn. Yeah. Who's a Capricorn in the room?
Not me.
Not me.
Nope.
No Capricorns?
Not real safe.
So we can say...
So we could talk badly about
we
them.
can talk about them behind their back. Well, you have made it to the end of another edition of the Elegant Universe. I'd like to thank our very special guest, Nigel, for joining us. Okay. Nigel, how can we get in contact with you? Let's say I'm a listener, I'm going, that guy was absolutely fascinating. I'd like to talk to him some more. How would I follow you up?
Well, that was French you were speaking there. Yes, you could follow us on www.unluckyandlove.com.
Right, that's easy.
And on the Facebook as well. Yes, Unlucky and Love. Or possibly go to Andy Rhodes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yes.
What does the future hold for you, Nigel?
Well, hopefully love.
Yeah.
Because that's why I've come here.
I'm glad that as a radio show we could be a part of the new relationship that you're entering into.
I'm
with
very much
Matt.
hoping so that Gina Reinhardt was listening because she is my ideal lady.
Yes. Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Sorry, Matt, you're going to have to miss out. Yeah. And as always, our very special guest, Frankie.
Yeah, thanks for having us again, guys. Look, tonight I'm performing in a play called Perfidy. It's on at Samurai Dojo, 7 Hunt Street, Coburg. If you want tickets, you have to go to frankhamster.com to get tickets. They're almost sold out.
Rock at the door?
They can't just rock up and get them at the door. We turned people away last night. It's that popular. But if you want to come down, play kicks off 7:30 tonight. And go to www.frankhamster.com for tickets.
Give us the address again and tell me about the actual play.
The actual
what
play,
am I seeing?
The play is called Perfidy. I play the role of Mick, the lovable hobo.
I can see this.
It's all about my love affair with my fish.
They really typecast him, didn't they?
They did. It is the most surreal play.
I saw you coming.
And, I mean, I look like that I've been dressed by Salvador Dali, and my head looks like Bert Newton with a bee sting. So come down. Come down. It's
7 Hunt Street. In what suburb?
Coburg.
That'll be good.
Just think jail.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Susie, it has been a pleasure once again.
Oh, look, it's been my pleasure, and I'm just going to have to remind myself to keep all my blinds down
and
for
your
any
clothes
nudity.
on.
Keep your clothes on. Yes.
Yep.
Nigel, you have...
No, this is Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry. They look...
the
same.
I think he's going to put some more money in the kit.
Thanking Andy for coming in and organising this for Nigel.
It's been great seeing you all, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, and what are you looking to do with Nigel in the future? You were saying something about maybe a series.
Keep that clean.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with Nigel?
I don't think I'm his type, to be fair. But we're basically just looking for funds, and we're looking for a small amount of cash to make Nigel very happy and make a 6-part series.
Well, there you go. You heard it here on the Elegant Universe.
In fact, actually, we'll get you back as the series evolves. And if you want to bring a film crew in here and make that part of the show,
we could do that.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
No worries.
There will be photographs of Nigel and Andy and a couple of other photographs on the Facebook page, and I think in maybe a week or so, the podcast of tonight's show could be on the air. Up, and you'll be able to listen to that and tune in. Next week, you're not coming in the nude.
No, I don't think I ever will, actually. But just a reminder to anyone who can't afford coffees, just apply for a barista job and you'll
That's
get one.
right.
Yes.
Yep.
Sounds
good.
Haley.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, you're actually part of the crew, so I shouldn't really say thanks for coming in. I should say thanks for your input into the show, as always, because it's been fabulous again. And, horoscopes.
Yes.
Yeah, I reckon Christmas coming up next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see what
and then we've got
stars
New
say.
Year horoscopes too.
Yeah.
The week
whole
after.
Year of horoscopes.
Yes.
So how cool is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've got heaps of Christmas stuff coming up, and then New Year stuff. So if you miss out on that, you've just lost it.
You suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you do anyway, whether you get it or not. You've sucked all the way through another edition of the Elegant Universe. We'd like to thank you and wish you, in case you miss us next week, a very Merry Christmas.
But you better not.
No.
Better not.
You better listen.
Yeah.
And a fantastic New Year. On behalf of myself and the crew, we will ask you collectively to do 3 things. Be good, have a great Christmas, and dream great dreams.
Cat.
That wraps up another life-changing edition of The Elegant Universe.
Thanks for being part of the action. We love you.
Wherever you go in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, don't forget to tune in next time.
Cat.